What is going on, guys? Dragon Blade here, back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends. We're going to hop back onto the ladder with some Slay Scout. And today will be the last video before the 1.64, I think it is, patch hits. Which introduces a bunch of bug fixes, quality of life fixes, spectator mode, which is going to be awesome. And then there was also the announcement about Gauntlet mode. Basically, looks pretty similar to Arena, but instead of drafting a deck, you're going to bring your own constructed deck in, and you have scaling rewards for 1 to 9 wins. Going to see how many times you can win before losing 3 times. So it's pretty cool rewards. I think we can afford to play a little slow against Scout. It's pretty good structure, I believe. And up to rank 9 wins gets you a guaranteed random legendary. And these are just the most basic rule set, so if you find this a little bit boring, the post did say that this is just the basic rule set. So I could see in the future them introducing varying ways to play. And I'm definitely excited about it. It's going to be fun. But we've definitely drawn a super slow hand. Partially my fault for keeping these two, but I think if we can get them going, at least playing a traditional scout list, we can pull enough mid-game advantage to maybe pull out a victory. But not if we're just going to draw all this stuff. But at least next turn we can get out the Venom Tongue. If he's going to play Tree Minder, I'm assuming he's a Tree Minder. Stalking Shadow Scale, okay. So best play for him here would be to just trade into it. So that I can't get the Max Magicka boost, unless he has something else to hit this with. Next turn we're looking at probably Lucian, if he doesn't trade into me. Maybe he's playing Slay Scout too, but maybe not. This is just a decent 3-drop. Will he swing anyway?
The waters of life. Hail to see this.
Okay. Obviously best card here is Shadow Shift. We don't pull one of those, but we do get to lay down Lucian.
Praise to our unholy
To give him +2/+2 and boost our Magicka by 1, and we can trade with Lucian over here next turn. Unless he has a Mummify, in which case we're very sad. He has the potential for Leaf Lurker or Finish Off here, unfortunately. But we can also get Nahagleave out next turn if we need to. Ooh, really good Sanctuary. That's a good early play for him. Or not early, I guess we're in the mid-game already. Neither one of us did anything for so long that it feels like we're earlier in the game since the plays are just starting to happen.
steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key. Hail to see this.
Okay. This is okay.
Your reckoning is at hand.
Do not vex me.
Just not let him res anything. And let's ramp a little more. I could also Tazcad to get a boosted Tazcad next turn. I could also Doomcrag if I want to keep the Sanctuary pet around. Looks like we're playing similar lists, though. Okay, how do I want to go about this? Definitely Doomcrag.
It would appear that dinner is served.
Seed and spleen.
Your reckoning is at hand.
I'll play the Dark Guardian before popping this, just in case. And that'll allow us to get a little bit of draw. He probably has... This is probably a Brotherhood Slayer or a Fighters Guild recruit. Possibly even a Mummify. I think those are the 3 main prophecies we have to worry about here. Since he kept it, I'm leading it to believe... What would it be if he kept it? The it's Mummify, I think he would have used it on either Lucian or Doomcrag.
Now you will see real power.
So we're definitely going to destroy that. Maybe even silence him and swing into it, actually. What can I get with that? Just a Tree Minder.
Do not vex me.
Gonna draw another card here, which is alternate form of draw, I guess.
Just give me a name.
What do we get? Night Talonlord. That'll be good.
You must be cleansed.
I guess we could kill off Lucian.
What have we
Don't really
here?
want to, though.
I can taste your fear.
Doomcrag might be the way to go, unfortunately.
Your reckoning is at
Unfortunately, killing off Doomcrag, I think, keeps my board stronger. We can Tazcad next turn. We've done a good job of denying most of his slays. And he can't get one here unless he gets some damage in first. Next turn, we have a lot of different plays, actually. But the problem is both of us have a lot of power. That's the way our decks are looking. Let's see what he's got, though. Having Lucian kind of hanging out there with the lethal is pretty fantastic.
Surrender.
Oh, there went his lethal. So now he's going to get 2 contracts from this. But I don't think that was the greatest use of Red Brahmin for him. So I think we're still coming out ahead on that one.
Nothing personal.
So what would I do next turn?
It would appear that dinner is served.
Oh, that's pretty ideal for him. Double high roll on the Raised Dead. Okay. Okay.
Do not vex me.
Get our magic boost. How can I do this without making terrible things happen for me? The only issue is, if he got a Corpse Curse from this or from this, Night Talonlord's a bad play next turn. But I think going Slayer Night Shadow is a bit better. I could have went for the Black Worm to try and pull... Never mind, Shadowfen Priest isn't even dead. I was going to say I could try and pull that, but that's not going to do me much good. He's going to get 2 more Blood Magic spells. He'll have a total of 3. Doing a very good job at outvaluing us. We haven't drawn any of our Slay-related cards, really. This is our only second one besides Lucian. Oh, and Venom Tongue. But none of our good value ones. Reset my sound real quick. Hopefully Night Shadow can help us out a little bit. But this is definitely tough. He's got a lot of value he's going to have from these turns.
The hist provides.
If he's playing this, I feel like he has to have a Corpse Curse.
It's nothing personal.
2 more contracts, so he can play another big card, or all of these Blood Magic spells he's about to have.
What have we here?
Okay, if he drew a 7-cost card, he can play it. There's that Corpse Curse I was expecting. Let's see how we're going to come back from this, unfortunately. Oh, shitty draw, shitty draw, shitty draw. There's a little bit of hope.
The forest is my clan.
Do I fish? I don't think fish is a good play. Necro gets me some value, which might be okay. But if he reses Lucian, we just have it die. Sanctuary Pet could be decent. Or I can go Naha Gleave to shut down most of this lane, under the assumption that most of this lane is dying next turn. Or if I Naha Gleave, I think I keep more things alive by going Naha Gleave. He still has a ton of blood magic spells, and eventually we'll draw into ours, I guess. Depends on how long we can stick around for. If we could draw into Odoving soon, I'd consider it forgiven for our crappy draw so far. I can't believe how good his Raised Dead was. He got my highest cost card and his. I wasn't expecting him to trade in the Red Brahmin.
I am a child of darkness.
It's nothing personal.
Because now we can keep this alive. Which I think is the last thing he wanted to let us do. And his hand's a little bit clogged with contracts. Okay.
Swords and claws.
Still not the worst thing.
I am a child of
That kind of sucks. So Red Brahmin would be a good draw here.
Scales move in shadow.
I could kill off my Leaf Lurker and hope to... Oh, hey, Red Brahmin. Okay. So that can deal with one of these two. And then over here we would have to go Hist Mage, swing, swing, that doesn't even do it. I could also go Tazcad to keep something alive.
Your pain is delicious.
Pop in a rune, unfortunately.
If I fall, the hiss will reclaim me. I surrender.
I think I'm gonna start trying, just kind of trying to push for lethal a little bit here.
The hist provides.
I don't like having to try and push here, because he still probably has a Corpse Curse, amongst other things, but he's just outvaluing the shit out of us, and I don't think we can really answer this. But if he can't, and his only option for doing things right now is this drain, and he can't block us in this lane, we have a chance.
Your coin or your life.
Okay. This is okay so far. We're getting outslayed. Alright, so we're getting 12 health back this turn.
Your pain is delicious. Your
Puts us out of range, I think, of being able to win this turn. 6, 10, 15, 21. Actually, we'll have it exact. Unless he has something to stop us over here.
Hashit will leave none standing.
This is an amazing game so far. Please don't have a guard. Please don't have a guard. Please don't have a guard.
Mother, some flowers. Pretty flowers. My
I think we might have done this. Holy shit, I think we've done it. Oh my god. 6, 10, 15, 21, yeah.
Your pain is delicious. Zuma, take you.
Surrender or die.
A fine battle.
Holy shit! Wow! We got outslayed all game and still managed to pull that one out. That is a fantastic game. That was the first time, really, that somebody's beating the crap out of me using that kind of deck. That was cool, though. Definitely good game to you, opponent. Let's get one more, although that was... that game itself was good enough for a video, I would say. That was incredibly back and forth. He was just outvaluing us. It's not very often where, in a deck where we got none of our Blood Magic Lords to draw, and we never got a chance to play our Night Talon Lords, so we didn't really get to play any of our late game besides Red Brahmin and then Tazcat at the end there. It's not very often where when you don't get to play most of, if any, of your late game, and your opponent gets, I think in total he got 4 or 5 Blood Magic spells. Usually those Blood Magic spells alone can turn a game. So it's not very often where you can overcome that. So that was pretty friggin' awesome. Okay, now expecting, whenever you see Battle Mage, you have to get ready for it to be aggressive. So I think this is a fair starting hand, actually, to kind of try and weather that storm. And if it's not aggressive, we have to kind of pivot and become the aggressor if it's going for more of the Merrick plus Nord Firebrands combo that I've been wrecked by more than a few times so far.
What have we here?
Definitely just want to keep cycling for options. Dark Guardian is fantastic against these Battle Mage decks. Unless they have something like Brutal Ashlander, usually Dark Guardian can eat up a lot of what they're going to want to throw at you. Being that he didn't have a turn 2 play, leading me to think that he might not be as aggressive. This will probably be a definitive turn, seeing what kind of cards he plays here. But ramp is never a bad thing. The quicker we can get to our end game, the better chance we have. Especially if he is that Merrick Nord Firebrand type of deck. So what do we have here? That's fair unless he has
My scales.
Firebolt. But I think we take the risk anyway, under the assumption that we can deal with whatever he plays after anyway.
If I fall, the hiss will.
I want to take the slow route here. Firebolt or Sharpshooter Scout Rapid Shot or Lightning Bolt, I think, are the only things that ruin this for us. So we had the Firebolt. So he's going to become a 4/4.
Be on your guard.
I think here we can challenge him to have something else. Sorry, my speaker's going crazy again. I think we challenge him to have another Firebolt. And we will just... I already ringed, so I kind of have to play this. Just in case he has that work with charge, we'll protect the Sanctuary Pet. Can't really tell what he's playing by this. It looks slightly slower. Fearless Northlander, you just don't see that often at all. Okay, so he's used a whole lot of removal, just trying to keep this thing alive so far. I think I might just mummify it to ruin his day. Hoping to draw some kind of play next turn.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
Now that's interesting, and I want to play it now, but I don't think we can yet. Nothing else for now. He has to use his Steel Dagger and the 2 of these to take out the Dark Guardian. That'll still leave him with 5 Magicka to make a play, but we can either Thorn Hist Mage or Nahag Leave next turn. And I think, especially in these colors, you're going to have a hard time dealing with Nahag Leave without maybe Belligerent Giant. Moment of Clarity. So I have no idea what he's playing. I mean, not that Moment of Clarity is a bad card, but I definitely... This has to be a slower variety. Looks like he's setting up for Merrick now. Yeah.
Do your work.
Whoa.
Time to fight.
Whoa. Why didn't you use the Steel Dagger? I'm cool with it, but damn, okay. I'm gonna keep slow playing this, especially if this baits out another Lightning Bolt. Because if I play Hist Mage, he can just swing and then use probably Nord with the Steel Dagger. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, buddy. You've earned yourself a Mummify. Or even a Shadowfen.
You must be cleansed. Do not vex me.
Okay, I'm fine with playing this slow. We can double Hist Mage next turn. Can't play this too slow because of Merrick. But if we start throwing guards all over the place, it throws a wrench in the Merrick plans. The more Nords we get him to burn, the better as well.
They can hide.
Alright, this is cool. That's a fine turn for us.
The Hist provides. The Hist provides.
So we got some solid ramping in, as well as a bunch of damage potentially next turn. I think soon we start kind of putting the gas pedal on a little bit. I'd like to get some of my draw soon. Maybe a Cicero or something. Haven't seen Night Mother in quite a few games. And then the Brotherhood Sanctuaries didn't show up until late last game. So they're kind of making us play this deck in a way that's really not intended to be played. But the deck's somewhat flexible. Not super flexible, but it's got enough flexibility to kind of play into these long games a little bit.
Give me a blade and a soft throat.
Now just dump stuff onto this guy.
Look, I guide.
Throw more equipment onto him. Okay.
Thorns and claws.
Steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key.
Claws are sharp and thirsty.
Let's see if he swings into this. If he doesn't, I think I'd probably res a Hist Mage. Possibly, unless he beefs something up and I want to Shadowfen Priest it. But I don't think he'll let me kill something with Defiler. If Defiler does live and he doesn't trade, best turn next turn would be obviously Sanctuary. But even if he does trade, there's potential to draw a Night Mother. I mean, very small potential, but still potential.
Elements, I summon thee.
This is actually okay right now. Atromancer doesn't hurt us that bad at the moment. Oh, Tazcat is great too. Okay, so we take this trade. He let us keep that alive. So we're going to go ahead and res Shadowfen Priest to silence this thing. Take that out with the expectation he's going to have to trade there next turn. I think we just lay down Night Shadow and not play anything else right now. If he has another Atromancer, things start to get a little more dicey, but at the moment they're okay. He's got to take this trade. He can't let me res again. Looking for answers. What do we have? 6, 12, 17, 19 on the board with Tazcat. So we can go 6 to 15, 6 to 9, 3 to 6. So we have potential for a game next turn and skipping the last rune. Oh, that's a great Dawnbreaker for him. You gotta trade here, buddy. Oh! That is crippling for him. And I'm gonna pull back Night and Shadow.
Follow me, men.
I wasn't looking for trouble. I am a child of darkness.
Okay. And do I want to Oda? Or I think I'm gonna. This is a really crappy red Brahmin, but I'm gonna use it just to prevent him from getting those extra Nords. I didn't even have to take that trade Oda away, actually. We have 11. If he plays another Atromancer, like I think he has in hand, we can Odaving to clear it next turn. I really wish I didn't make that trade, now that I think about it. He's going for another Plunder. So he has 3 items in hand and 2 other. Next turn, I think we have to break the runes. It's going to be 2 runes, but I think we have to break them just to get some health back. Not quite in range of being able to end the game. Having Odaving in our back pocket is obviously fantastic. It's going to throw some equipment onto this, I'm sure. Another Shadowfen Priest wouldn't be bad here. I'm only running 2 Mummify, so we can't wait for that. Shadow Shift. Well, just in the interest of getting more cards. Whew! That's a pretty fantastic draw right here.
Surrender or die.
The forest is more close. Your pain.
Let's get our health back first. Let's take the extra swing. Shouldn't matter too much. He still has a bunch of items in hand and a couple other cards. Like I said, even if he plays Atro, we either go for win, and even if he has a rune to stop us, we can Oda everything away from the Atro. He needs to kill this because we have too much life gain on the board. 6 per turn is going to be tough for him to overcome. He used a whole bunch of his Nords, so I don't think we have to worry about Merrick in particular right now. I think we kind of were fortunate that he used a lot of his Nords early on in that regard. I'm just trying to think of what bad things can happen to us here, as he's trying to think of how he's going to deal with this Night Shadow. But he has to kill 2 of these. He's got to kill them both. There's one. Got to get rid of one of these at least. Giant will do it. Alright, let's take our swing first. If he's going to Lightning Bolt, he will Lightning Bolt. If he plays a creature, we can Odaving double creature away. I mean, there's potential to Blood Magic Lord and Fish for Drain Life. Honestly, the unfortunate safest play is to Odaving here.
Your storm is no match for mine.
My reason being, even if I laid down Naha Gleave to block him, there's potential that he could play something else to bounce and swing, or play Atromancer and find a way to get 7 damage. I just wanted to kind of keep the board clear here. I think we couldn't have gone wrong with any of these cards. They all had their pluses and minuses. See if he has answers for this stuff too. Okay, Shadow Shift wins us the game as of right now. We've only drawn 1, so we have 2 more in deck. What else wins us the game? Not much else wins us the game right now. Sanctuary's cool. I think if ever is a time, now is the time to fish for that Dream Life. We will not get it. I think we just get down Night Shadow. Odiving doesn't kill us. Atromancer would need 5 more creatures to be played to win, so I think we're good in that regard. He's used 2 lightning bolts, so we're good in that regard. Oh, alright, good game. Whew. Those are 2 pretty solid games today. I don't know what it is with rank 4, but the games have been very interesting. I know we were playing a rank 6 opponent there, but being in rank 4 has had some very interesting games. But that's going to be it for now, guys. As always, thank you all very, very much for watching. I'm going to get to work on Subscriber Saturday for this weekend. I think you guys enjoyed that last time around. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you all again, and I'll see you guys next time.